Pathways for Me is a new pilot program that the Maine Community College system is piloting. It will be in the Southern Maine area, so Central Maine Community College in Auburn, Southern Maine Community College in South Portland and Brunswick, and York County Community College in York. Today, what we're going to do is talk about the program and why it matters, who we're trying to attract, and how employers can get involved because you're really an integral part of what this looks like. We'll talk about what that looks like for you, what you gain as an employer, and then run through any questions that you may have. We do have a survey at the end as well if you are interested in participating, what that looks like or how you would like to be involved. Why this program matters. We work with employers all over the state, and we hear the same thing, that there are not enough workers or there aren't enough skilled workers in certain areas. So this is really to help with the short-term training that Maine's community colleges are already doing, but then to help with the next step, and that's connecting students with an employer. The target for this program for Pathways for Me are high school graduating seniors, so that they will be graduating from high school this June. And the goal is to get them into a short-term training program in June or July. Octavia is going to go through what those programs are, connect them to an employer at the end, and then continue on in their education. So they will be eligible to complete a certificate or an academic program at no cost if they wish. So we'll help with that facilitation. The students that we are working with, every year, 5,000 students in Maine do not go on to higher ed or do not have a plan to connect for employment. So we're really hoping to connect all the dots there. So that's how the program came to be. It is funded by the Worthington Scholarship Foundation, and we're partnering with CTEs and high schools across the state for this. I did mention that it was primarily in Southern Maine this year. We are looking to go statewide next year. So again, what Pathways for Me is, we are, again, working with those high school students, getting them into a short-term training program where they will learn a skill and earn a credential. It could be an OSHA 10 certificate. It could be a safety certification, something that employers are looking for in that specific area. They will earn college credit for that. So if they do wish to go on into a academic certificate or degree program, that training will count towards that. We're then looking to connect them to that paid work experience. Michelle Gain here is our apprenticeship navigator and oversees apprenticeships through the Maine DOL apprenticeship program. So if you are interested in that avenue, she can help you with setting up the paperwork and what that looks like, and the direct employer connection. So whether it's interviewing students at the end, whether it's providing a site visit for programs that is a component of, or even coming into the classroom and offering experience, what you're looking for in employees or what to expect once they get into the workforce, since this will be primarily their first experience on that side. And with that, I will turn it over to Octavia Nakama, who is our Director of Workforce Academies and overseeing this program. Thanks, Octavia.
Thank you, Heather. All right. Are you able to help me move the slide? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to start with the next slide. Those are the list of the training that we will be offering this summer. As you can see, construction, machining, HVAC, electrical. We have manufacturing, maritime, and welding. Those will be offered. Again, they will be offered in Central Maine Community College, Southern Maine Community College, both campuses, and then York County as well. And as we go through the first year, we'll be working with employers and also the community colleges to see what other programs are actually high demand, and working together, we'll be able to offer more programs as we go statewide next year. Going on to the next one. So our ask of employers is actually to see how you are able to support the program. As we know, this program is new. We are really shaping it with you, and we would like your participation in any kind of way that we'll be sharing up next here. Some of the partnership may be in helping students with interviews or guaranteeing interviews for the students, and other can also do more engagement with visiting the training sessions and speaking about the position that you may be offering in the future. We also are looking for offering paid we are also looking for paid experience for the students. That can be through internship or new position, like entry level position. So there are not really a single way to participate for the first year. Any type of involvement here will be very helpful. So the next slide. Ways for you to get involved, as I mentioned, with interviews, guarantee interviews, paid work experience. What other ways? Apprenticeships. We can do that as well. That would be a great way for you to support. And as I said, this is our first year, and we can see how we can improve it as we go and find other way for you to support. Slide 8. We will see how we'll be able to support. We are working on supporting both the employers and the students as they go through the programs. We will have a point of contact for each employer, whether it comes to coordinating the training or when they get on site for work or answering any question, anything with troubleshooting as well. The student will also receive some type of coaching from the workplace and also guidance from us. We'll have regular check-in. I think it will be monthly. And the goal here is to support both sides, the employer side and the student side. Okay. What you may be gaining from the partnership. In this way, employers may get access to early trained students, and through the trainings as well, students are able to get the type of training that you are looking for. So they are ready for you in the job markets before anybody else can get to them. We also are hoping for this to become a good pipeline for workforce for you, and early partnership can set a long-term direction for the future. And as I mentioned, as you get early access to them, you'll be able to work with us to see what you are looking for in the employees that you are looking to hire as well. Yeah. So the next one, we have question and discussion. We'd love to hear your insights. What the entry level roles looks like for you, what you are looking for, what kind of gaps you are facing at the moment, anything that you would like to share with us at the moment. Anyone?
IRC's got a couple of questions, if you don't mind. What is the average age for a Pathways student?
Yeah, that is a great question. The average age, we are targeting high school students for this, so graduating high schoolers, so around the age of 18, but we do expect that the cohorts for these training programs will be all ages as well. They will be relatively entry level, so coming into these trainings without the skill set, coming out with that skill set.
Understood. Are they getting any certifications for certain industries through everybody over there? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, and I will lean to our deans on that piece. Jim, could you talk about manufacturing tech and the Construction Institute, what they will come out with those two programs?
Yeah, there's obviously college completion certifications that we get depending on what length of training they're in. There is college credit that can be earned, that can be built into a portfolio where students can continue their education. Other pieces, there are national certifications that are built into a lot of our programs, particularly when we're looking at manufacturing and advanced manufacturing. Now we're looking at things that are related to what we use is through Amatrol. We have stuff around with SMART certifications that are recognized in industry. Also, curriculum in construction technology is NCCER. And so that is part of that as well. But OSHA, as Heather alluded to earlier, is a big one. Safety Works, all those pieces that we would put into any of our programs. If there's something particular that your industry is looking for us to maintain in these programs, it would be good to know. If there's something we're missing that we need to try to build into something that makes it more beneficial for the student and for your industry.
Great. Thank you, Jim.
This is any questions you have?
For us, typically the biggest certifications when we have someone that's of entry level is having that OSHA 10, the basics, safety parameters, and then NCCER, we use the same for our curriculum here for our apprenticeship program. We had Nate, our training development coordinator, he's worked pretty tirelessly to make sure we have that combined with NRCA guidelines. So I'm curious about that a little bit, but that can be answered way later on, but thank you for answering that.
Yeah, no problem. And then I'll have Dwayne, can you speak to journeyman electrician and HVAC?
Sure. The same thing that Jim said. I'd also add in refrigeration 608, and for journeyman, along with all the courses, there's a 45-hour code update course.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dwayne. And Teresa YC is running welding, maritime pipe fitting, and
Foundations.
thank you.
Yes, you're
The
welcome.
foundations of machine.
Yes. Definitely can add in the OSHA 10 aspects. For welding, they will be eligible to sit for a weld bend test. So if they're able to develop the skills, they'll be able to test for that as well. The foundations of machining is really a good on-ramp to additional CNC training. They will not receive a certification other than the OSHA 10 for that. The pipe fitting and marine machine mechanic training, again, OSHA 10 will be part of that. There is not a certification offered through that program at this time.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
This kind of goes along with IRC's question of the average age group that's coming out. In a lot of these industries, you're not allowed to have anybody under the age of 18 work out in the field, in a shop, up on a roof. And if you're geared towards the older individuals, then that would be fine. But if you envision people that are under 18, I know a lot of seniors are 17. What's the plan? Is there an exception that you could get? Or is this a strict DOL, you have to be over 18?
And my understanding is with registered apprenticeship, actually, Michelle, can you speak to that piece that there is an exception in some cases with a registered apprenticeship through DOL?
Yeah, I was just trying to find the form, but there is a special form that I haven't put eyes on, but the CTE schools and the Maine Department of Labor, I guess this has been going on for quite a while. So I would say as long as your insurance is willing to cover and carry the minor, I guess it's more common than I ever knew that employers can hire a 16 or 17-year-old within the child labor laws that are on maine.gov. And I think it's very well laid out and explains everything you can and can't do. And I know as employers, you certainly probably know more than I do, but that is a bit of a loophole, particularly if they're in a CTE program, but perhaps even if they're in a not just regular high school student, there might be an exception there as well. But I do know about a CTE agreement for 16 and 17-year-olds.
Okay, thank you.
And oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we'll know at the time of enrollment as well how old they will be once they are finished the training. So if that is prohibitive of your organization, if you don't have that registered apprenticeship set up and the form does not allow that for any reason within that position, we'll know that going into it.
Okay. And you had said this was associated with the Worthington family and the scholarship. Is it fully funded by them? By the way, I think that they're great. They do wonderful things and very helpful for kids coming out of school.
Absolutely. And they have supported certainly our institutions through academic programs throughout. This is new. It is funded in part by them. The goal is to be a fully sustained program between that and the Alfond Promise scholarships. So the money that every individual born in Maine will get will be coming to fruition in a few years. Between the two of them, workforce does, or short-term training does qualify. So this is a new arm of what they're doing. But yeah, amazing program. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
I see IRC has a hand up.
Just add on to that, so there are, I don't want to say loopholes, but there are ways around the labor laws for children as far as construction goes. But the US Department of Labor does not allow anybody under 18 to be on a roof. So that's where our questions come from.
Okay.
I'm gonna put in the chat, I just found it from my inbox, what the form is called. It's a EFV 120, and apparently it's a form that the CTE schools have already. And they do this all the time. So for those instances where you could, or at least investigate if you can hire a minor, that's the form you want to ask about with the CTE programs. Yeah. But general high school, we could find that out as well. I don't mean general high school. They're all high school students, but the non-CTE high school students.
Hi, so this is Lynn I'm with Pike Industries. And as far as 18, I know for us, we are required through MSHA for students to be 18 just because of the regulations around mining on our sites and quarries there. However, I am curious, can you clarify, are you intending that the students be working while they're also attending, or would this be like a summer internship type program that they would do prior to starting, or maybe in their middle session? So if I'm in like a 2-year construction tech program, would I be looking to do an internship in that in between?
Yeah, so this would be starting out as soon as they graduate in June. We have programs scheduled to start at the end of June or beginning of July. Programs run anywhere from 3 weeks to, I believe the longest is 10, with the exception of journeyman electrician, which is a full year. At that point, when they complete that short-term training program, that's when we have the soft handoff if this works perfectly the way that we're envisioning it, it would be the soft handoff to the employer. And then if that student and that employer are interested in that student continuing on in a certificate or a degree program, it would be in conjunction with them working.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the question. To our employers, what are you seeing as skills gaps that are the hardest to fill? I know it probably looks different depending on the positions as well, but is there anything that you can sum up of if workers had this coming in, it would be extremely helpful? Nicole?
Yeah, so we're obviously looking for like carpenters. So like the basics that I think could probably apply to all the trades would be like being able to read a tape, things like that. That's something that if we didn't have to slow down and teach that on day one, it would help a lot. But also just the soft life skills. If you could bring somebody in to talk about, if your start time is 7 o'clock, that doesn't mean getting out of your car at 7 o'clock. It means you should be boots on, ready to go at 7 o'clock. When you show up to an interview, don't show up 10 minutes late. Have a resume that kind of explains what you learned in school a little bit, all those soft skills on like how to have a real life job. I feel like that prevents a lot of, especially that younger group, from succeeding and excelling.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, IRC here. Absolutely, the soft skills they're a loss in the younger generation. Definitely need to have that step up going forward. I would say the work ethic aspect, to make sure that they are getting there on time. They want to be there. They want to grow. And that's not really stuff that we can teach so much later on, but it's something that we can at least show them when they are getting to that point, that at least gives them a stepping stone forward.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add, employers or colleges? Michelle?
2 things. One, IRC, you're all set as a registered apprenticeship employer. So if you're willing to take any or all of these short-term workforce trainings in, they can come in with their related technical instruction if it meets your standards. And I apologize if I can't think of any other employer on the call. If you have a registered apprenticeship. Does anybody else have a registered apprenticeship besides IRC? Okay, Hebert, sorry about that, Nicole. I'm not in the construction sector, but yeah, so it's very easy to set up a certified pre-apprenticeship. Can't have a pre-apprenticeship without a direct pipeline to a registered apprenticeship so that the learning can keep going. Any of these 7 programs we've talked about, we can do a simple MOA agreement. And if anybody on the call would like to learn how to become a registered apprenticeship sponsor, I can help with that. So I can put my contact info in the chat, but this would be a great pipeline to have. And also my second question was, how would a student apply?
That's a great question. We do have a landing page that is set up that has been distributed to all of the high schools in the form of posters. We have individuals through our Embark program that are connecting with students in high schools as well. And we certainly have some digital advertising set up so that students are seeing that across their devices. I'm going to share 2 links actually. The first one that you are going to see is just a quick SurveyMonkey survey to say, after hearing this information, is it something that you want to participate in, especially how? Is it coming into the classroom? Is it guaranteeing an interview? Do you have spots to be able to hire folks, and would you be willing? Just so that when we follow up, that we know kind of what you were aiming at there. So I'm going to drop that in chat if you could take 2 minutes. And the other is that landing page if you have not yet seen it. I'll get that pulled up. Give me just a second.
We also have a question, Heather, I think.
Thank you. Go ahead.
And I apologize if I've missed this, but with this program, do you also go through the interview process with them? I experienced today, I did an interview with 11 other students today, and the ones that had experience with interviews were typically the older students. A lot of things that we ran into is the younger students didn't know how to answer basic questions. What would you do if you got criticism back and it wasn't what you were anticipating? How would you react to that? And that question nearly stopped up everybody that hadn't been through an interview before. What do you mean? Things like that. So do you prepare them with an interview and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Jim, do you mind speaking to that? Some of the prep work that you do?
Yeah, and I think in just about every program we offer structured resume writing, cover letter writing, and interviewing skills as part of it. It's usually like a 4-hour chunk in each of our training programs that students participate in. It's one of the things they struggle with the most, honestly. They don't know how to talk about themselves, the younger ones particularly, right out of school. They don't know how to talk about themselves in a kind of a glowing manner. And so try to teach them how to focus on a couple of main skill sets that they can highlight. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think we all do that in all of our programs. Dwayne and Teresa, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm pretty sure you guys do. Yeah, that's just built in. A lot of times we make them go through an interview before they can get accepted into the program as well. So it's trying to prepare them for that.
That would have served a lot of people today.
Yeah, that practice is so necessary. I know there are some programs in high school that cover it, but not all of them do. And it's certainly a skill that's needed for all of the workforce. Any other questions?
Just got one. Over the years, we've seen a lot of programs like this, not so much with the community colleges, but other institutions. And they come and go. And it's really, if they run out of funding, then the program goes away. If there's a lack of interest, the program goes away. So what's the devotion and what is the outlook for this if there's not enough? What do you need to get out of it in order to make this sustainable?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll speak to it from the main community college system side. Our goal is really to meet students where they're at, and whether it's going into a workforce program, whether it's going into an academic certificate or degree program, our goal is to get them what they need in that moment so that they can be successful. And that success is defined by them, but always to be there for the next step as well. After the training, after the degree, the natural step is employment. So if we can help connect them to an employer who equally believes in that professional development and continuing that throughout their job or throughout their career, that's what success looks like. The goal of the Worthington Scholarship Foundation is really to capture those individuals that are not going on into higher ed. So that's really the pocket of students that we are trying to attract directly from high school. And that's some of what we're seeing throughout some of our workforce development programs as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Heather, if I can add,
Yes, please do.
Part of my personal take on the beauty of the community college system is that all of these programs in some form or another are within our institution and can be morphed and can be adapted and to meet individual and industry needs. Whether the funding goes away or it changes a little bit, the programs are still here and we can still work with industry to try to make it fit for them. And we've been here we're celebrating our 80th anniversary, so we're to the top of my brain. So we'll still.
Yeah, in this specific program too, it's being a pilot from connecting all of the pieces. We have folks from the system, we have folks from each of our campuses. Octavia's working as a coordinator of it as well. And then as it goes statewide next year, we'll be bringing on 4 more colleges. We look at the full support from navigation for academics to the student navigation piece to the business, acting as a business navigator as well to make the program successful for both the business and for the student. Any others? All right, if folks don't mind, again, the link is there for how you would like to be involved in this or meet students, where if you are interested in hiring and you check that box, that's not a commitment that you're going to hire all the folks, but just that it is a possibility. We do understand that these folks will go through an interview for this process as well. And as a follow-up, we will send both the link for this recording and the slide deck if you want to review the information with anybody in your organization as well, or pass it along. And we're certainly here if you have any questions. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon. And if you have any questions, we'll stay on for a bit as well.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to stop recording.